Jake Paul has lawyered up and he's going to start suing people, celebrities, actually, as I understood the article, that are slandering him. And I give each and every one of you a full pass. And I have a direct line to Jake. I am somebody Jake will listen to. I can get you a pass. Truly. Maybe when he spends the money and gets this lawyer to go in and dig in and start making examples of you, I can get you a pass. I promise. I really can. Okay? But we got to start now. And the reason I'm willing to get you a pass, I don't believe that you know what it is you're saying. Now, are you just picking on him? Sure. That probably was in your heart. Where you're going for clicks and headlines. That was probably was in your heart to a degree. Do you truly believe that he's throwing fights? Now, whether you do or whether you don't, I want to make sure you understand what you're saying. Because I believe when you throw that out there, it's to take down from a guy that's doing well. Sometimes it's even to explain what we're seeing, right? It is very hard for me as well to realize that boxing is not real. And all I mean by that, there is no sport, no matter what level of athleticism a guy comes into it with, that he can make it to a main event. He can be a pro. He can be a face. There is no sport that we knew of. It would never happen in the NFL and never has. And the incentives are far greater. It's never happened in baseball. We don't believe that it ever will, and they're not even looking for it. In my sport of amateur wrestling, it has never happened, and never will. Nobody's going to have their first wrestling match at 20-something of age and then go out and beat a bunch of former world champions. It doesn't matter how old those world champions are. It does not make a difference how long ago they won those medals. It wouldn't happen, but it did happen in boxing. And I mean, I get where that hurts. I dedicated a huge part of my life to that sport as well. I liked it. I respected it. The fact that somebody can go and pick it up that quickly is heartbreaking. I understand, but that's why I'm going to get you a pass. Because it's for those reasons, I believe, that you slandered him in the first place. That you tried to take away from him, that you said these guys were cooperating. What you don't know, and what Jake has tried to tell you, and now he's going to tell you the hard way. You're accusing him of a crime. I don't think that you're aware of that. It is beyond illegal to rig something that has gaming. Beyond illegal. It is illegal to shave points even on a college level of the NCAA, which has sadly been done and tested. And I don't think that you realize the severity, not just from an ethical and moral standpoint, which would take away from everything, every piece of hard work that you've ever done. Right? If you got people to believe that he's paying off these fights and they're out there cooperating, it literally takes from every ounce of sweat, every bit of fear that he had, that he overcame with courage, it takes it all away. But aside from the meanness factor to it, right? That's just a mean thing to do. You're accusing him of a crime. It is illegal. It is theft. This sport is regulated, right? If the NCAA has the ability to say shaving points is a crime, if they have that ability, do you understand it's the government that regulates boxing? Do you understand that the commissions work at the direction of the Attorney General? Do you understand that the executive director works at the pleasure of the governor? It's a crime. And that's the part where you're getting Jake worked up because, hey, man, not only gets taken away from what I did, Jake's not just out there suing to defend himself. By the way, Jake's the leader. He's the promoter. Mike Tyson got $20 million for going to Netflix. Mike Tyson got $20 million because Jake picked him to go to Netflix. That's the way that really happened. Jake is the leader. So Jake's looking out for the guys that are really being accused, which is the guys that are going down. He's looking out for the Mikes and the Tyron Woodleys and the Anderson Silvas and the Nate Diaz's. Those guys did nothing. They went out there and fought. And now they're getting accused of a crime. They're getting drug into it. I just want you to understand, because I don't think you look at it from this perspective. I don't think that you know when you say that Jake is doing that you're accusing him of something very highly illegal. And that's before you add that with the fact of just taking away from what somebody did. I never apologize for anything I said ever. And I've been asked by a million people, do you want to apologize? Like that jobber is going to be the one to get me to say sorry. But there was one that inside, it was mean. It was mean. And it was to Crow Cop. Mirko Crow Cop fought in Pride. He broke things. It was brutal. And they had head kicks on the ground. It was brutal. And he made it to the highest level. Oh, by the way, his schedule was unbelievably difficult. And I came out and I said Pride was fixed. And it was, by the way. But not all of them. And he was never involved with a fixed fight. So when I took this brush and I painted it all over Pride, right? It was really because I had a goal of going specifically after Vandalay. But it brought all these other guys in it. Mirko's going, really? I fractured my arm? This guy's going to tell people that wasn't real. And people were. They were like, when I came out and said it, it gained a lot of attention. And by the way, you had a lot of guys coming out and speaking up and saying, yes, Chael is right. It's just there was an asterisk by that. It's like, well, hold on a second. If you fix one fight, then it taints the entire thing. But the reality is, if a lot of other fights on the card had no knowledge of this and weren't involved, it also pulls them into something that they don't deserve to be. So when I came after Pride and said, oh, it's dirty, and the whole thing was fixed, it was dirty, and they fixed things. That's true. What you see and what you think you got from Pride makes you a fool. But not all of them. It was just a mean thing. It was a mean thing when I then called somebody that was a main eventer and a face and was doing it for all the right reasons, which was honor, which was personal pride, which was to bring attention and respect to a specific country, his country, Croatia. It was a mean thing to do. And I think it was for all those mean reasons that people have said this about Jake. I don't think they really believe it. And not very many of you know boxing. You just want to, don't be offended by that. Why would you know boxing? It wasn't in your junior high or your high school. You never did it. You have to seek it out. You don't know anything about boxing. You've seen it on TV, and then if you liked it a lot for over time, you think that you're a boxing expert because you can pull names out of your hat. Because you once had an old poster of Rocky Marciano. I mean, you think that you're an expert. You don't know what you're looking at. Why would you? So then they'll break things down in fights and go, oh, look, right there, Mike could have hit him. Oh, freeze the tape. Mike could have hit him right there, but he chose not to. Which could be true. You might be able to go back, look, see a shot that was in Mike's reach that Mike elected not to do. To then conclude it's because they had a fixed fight makes you a moron. But in a moment, you're going to find out the severity of this type of slander. Now, I'm going to get you a pass. You're going to have to contact me and say, I've been told by Jake. I'll get a hold of Jake and I'll get you a pass, but it starts right now. You did it to be mean. You did it for headlines. We're going to let that go. But as of right now, you now know you're accusing a man of a crime in addition to taking away what he earned. And now you know.